one of our Freedom Elites. It's a large coach. On this coach, I'm going to show you the basic operating of the outside of this coach when you get set up. This is your freshwater holding tank. If you're somewhere that does not have a water hookup, or if you're at a rest area eating lunch, need to use a restroom going down the road, you'll have a little water in this to be able to flush your toilets, a little water in the sink. All right, this is your city water connection. Just take your white water hose, and in this case, this one may be blue, but screw your hose onto this, turn your hose bib on, and you've got running water in your coach for when you're hooked up. Your propane tank is in here. If you got to fill the tank, this is your gauge. Gauges will rarely ever go all the way to full because any propane tank's only at 80% capacity. But before you have somebody fill this up, make sure they turn this valve off. They'll fill it here. This is where you hook your cord. This little cover here is where you hook up your coax if you've got cable service at the RV park you're in. Fuel tank, regular gas. In your storage compartment here, this is your bedroom slide. It will literally come all the way out to here. Your water hose is in here. Power cord and extra water hose is in here. The green hose, there's a Y with this one. This coach does not have an outdoor shower, so we've added an extra hose so you can have running water outside the coach. Just put the Y on your hose bib, screw the green hose onto one side, and you'll be ready to go. You got gloves, and your valve for dumping this is all right here. On this coach, when you get parked at the RV park or wherever, if they've got a sewer hookup, the first thing you'll do is take this cap off and hook your hose. Your black tank valve, which is your toilet, is way up under here. There's another valve on the other side of the coach that you can use to operate dumping your black tank. So when you get to the park, you want to hook your hose on and go ahead and open this black valve. Open it up because it's almost inaccessible with the slide out. The gray valve is pointing out so you can reach it without any trouble. Your other black tank valve is right under here. Just reach under. It's marked black tank. You can feel it and use it to dump. Just pull it out and dump your tank. After your tank's through dumping, always close your valve back. You don't want the sewer gas coming back into your black tank. Your hoses are stored right here in your bumper, and we do provide you with a pair of gloves. You've got two hoses so you can reach 30 feet. Some RV parks didn't give enough thought as to where to put their sewer taps. So we give you enough hose to where you can reach no matter where you are. This is the end that hooks on. You'll see it's got the little ears on it. It just comes on there and twists, and you're hooked up. The other end will hook into your tank. You'll have a fitting in a little plastic container. You'll have either a 3 or a 4-inch pipe sticking out of the ground at your site. This will screw into that fitting. It's just regular pipe threads. Usually won't go on more than about a half a turn to a turn. Then you'll just screw this onto your hose and you're good to go. A little advice, always dump your black tank first and then dump your gray tank. Your gray tank is pretty much just soapy water. Keeps you from having to work so hard to get that hose clean. Make sure when you leave the RV park and you're unhooking your sewer, this will come apart. If it does, all you got to do is stick this back in it and get that thing turned loose. These threads tend to get tight in the hookup. get that thing loose, then put it back. Do not lose my threaded fitting. We'll charge you for that. This is a very, very common problem. So make very good attention when you undo this, that this comes with you. First thing you want to do when you get parked is hook up your electricity and your water. This fitting can't be put on wrong. You've got one little ear there that's got a notch on it. Just plug it on and turn it a quarter of a turn. If you'll read there, it says turn and lock. Then this little fitting will screw right down and secure it so you don't have to worry about it coming loose. And you've got a 50 to 30 amp adapter. The 50 amp plugs are 4-prong. This coach comes with a 3-prong, 30 amp. Some of the newer RV parks do not have 30 amp. They've just got a 50. You've got to have this adapter to hook into it. This is your 30 amp plug and your 30 amp receptacle. But if you pull up and you do not have that one, what you'll have is one that looks like this. In that case, you plug your 50 into it and plug your 30 into your adapter. And now it's converted you to a 30 amp service. And you're good to go. You've got another storage right here. It's where we put your lawn chairs. We'll have as many lawn chairs as you need. So if there's a family of 4 going, you'll have 4. Family of 6, you'll have 6, and so on. You've got when you first come in, you've got a step light, which lights up your steps so you can see where to put your feet in case you're coming in the dark. You've got an awning light, which is an LED, runs all under the awning, and then your awning in and out control. Just hold it down, awning goes out. You'll know when you're completely out because your flap will come down. If it starts to roll backwards, bring it back in a little bit and that flap will turn loose. And it very possibly will come out the first time. Yep, it did. But there, you're extended. These will roll up backwards, so make sure it rolls up over the top when you go to close it. Make sure it rolls up over the top. And then just hold that down until it fully closes. Alright, this is what the coach looks like when it's all folded up. Your bed actually, the foot of your bed actually folds in. This coach has still got the dirty linens on it. It's literally been back here on the property for 10 minutes. But you look in here and it's got an extend and retract button. The second switch. First one is your light switch. Second one is your slide. This brings your slide out. Makes a little noise, but it's a great old big long slide. Then you simply flip your mattress down. Cabinets above the bed we keep for your storage. You've got a TV right here on the back wall. Inside this cabinet, you'll have the remotes for the TV, and you've got a DVD player in there for the back TV. This is your bathroom. You got a simple shower. Shower closes. To release it, you just push it in and hold it back. If not, it's pretty violent. Your shower head does have an on and off button to conserve gray water. These holding tanks are only about 30 gallons. Taking a shower will fill that up very rapidly. This way you can get wet, turn the water off, lather up, turn the water back on to rinse off. Typical RV toilet. RV toilets, unlike the ones you're used to, do not fill themselves back up. You've got to do it manually. There's a foot pedal that flushes. So your friend with your black tank is using plenty of water. We talked about conserving water in the gray tank. You've got to add plenty of water to your black tank when you're putting solids in. Either that, if you don't, you won't be able to get them out of your tank. Hold that pedal down about a quarter of the way, and you can fill your bowl. Doesn't take but a few seconds. It's going to be awkward at first, but it's really not that hard to do. Get it full, get ready to flush, simply push the pedal all the way to the bottom and dump it. If you're boondocking somewhere that does not have a sewer that you can dump at, most of your state parks, if they don't have sewer hookups, they will at least have a dump station that you can just unhook and go dump. But if you don't want to do that, be conservative and you're camping. My wife says if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow. Take advantage of that. You've got to have plenty of water to get the solids out of the tank. I can't emphasize enough on that. You normally have got extra toilet paper down here and your toilet treatment. Toilet treatment. Simply put about a quarter to a half a cup. And flush it down. You'll want to do that every time you empty your tank. And don't forget to close your valve every time you empty your tank. You've got hand towels and wash rags are above the sink. Stop depending on how many of y'all are in the coach. All your bath towels are typically stacked in the bottom of this little closet. The rest of the drawers are yours for your convenience. Pantry here, you got plenty of storage. It's very deep, but you got all your kitchen towels are in here. These other drawers are left open for yours to put your food and such. We do keep, because these pockets are so deep, we do keep a little step stool in here. Just remember, before you bring the slide in, that you fold that up and lay it down exactly where it is right now. If you don't, the slide will catch it when it goes back out. Here's your stove. Fold it up. Spark ignition. Turn it to light. Spark it, and there you go. On your oven, on this one, on the oven, you've got to light it with a stick lighter. You push in your pilot. The ignition source is right back here at the far back. Just light it. It's just old school. Then you'll have to hold this in and let it burn for a minute. Heat the thermocouple up, and then you'll have a working oven. Trash can and sanitary cleaner. Trash bags are in this cabinet. All your utensils are in these drawers. And a cutting knife set and a flashlight. This is your control panel. This is your water pump. Only have it on if you're needing it. When you're hooked up to city water, of course, you do not need the water pump. We're not hooked up to city water right now. So that's why that had it on to flush the toilets. Water heater is gas only. Just turn it on. And it's automatic from there. This is your generator. To start your generator, push and hold it down until the light comes on. That shows you you're primed. Hit start. If it doesn't crank right away, push and hold it down and prime it again. There you go. Turn the generator off. Just hit and release the stop button. This button here gives you your propane level, which is showing 2/3. Your battery level, which is full. Fresh tank's got 1/3 of a tank. Black tank, the nice renters brought it back almost full. Gray tank is empty. Your utensils, coffee cups, mixing bowls are all up here. There's also a cutting board up here. You've got storage above this for your own use. Extra paper towels are up here. Storage above here. These storage bins are not made for containers. If you stack containers up here, you're going to end up with containers on the floor or in your lap. These are made to put stuff in. So if you've got clothes such as that, good place to stack clothes. Extra linens are kept over here. Blankets, sheets, etc. Coffee maker and blender are stored up here. You've got a DVD player up here, and your remotes are up here as well. TV can swing out so you can watch it from the main body of the coach, and it is a Roku TV. Ladder is stored up here. Hooks right here, comes out, give you access to your loft. Do not let your kids ride in the loft. There is nothing more dangerous than putting your children in this loft going down the highway at 60 miles an hour. If you're in a wreck, this nose that is not supported by anything is going to be the first thing to go. On your couch, on your bed, for your dinette table into a bed, simply take this lever, push down on the middle, it will go down. On this model, you'll have to move the cushions first, but then it goes all the way down, sets in a trough, fold your cushions down, and you're good to go. Raise and simply reverse. You do have seat belts on this side of the coach. They're tucked in. All you've got to do is pull them out, and you've got 2 seat belts right here. This is a jackknife couch. Take your 2 armrests off. You simply pick up, and it folds into a bed. Also, this has 2 seat belts in it. When you fold it into a bed, the seat belts will disappear, but they're right there. Just raise up. You can tuck them through and set it back down, and you've got 2 more seat belts. Your AC thermostat is right here behind the curtain. Old school slide thermostat, just heat and cool, set your temperature. Your kitchen exhaust fan, turn this knob to open the hood. Switch on the left-hand side. The other switch is your kitchen light. There's also a switch up here, but if you flip it this position, you can't operate it. So just leave this switch alone and strictly operate it from underneath the cabinet. Always close your vent covers before departing. There's an exhaust fan exactly to this one in the bathroom. All your controls are fairly normal. There's nothing special. They do have cruise control, which is nice. As far as driving the coach, I never would have thought I'd have to bring this up, but some people think these are Ferraris. These are not. They are extremely heavy. They are very easily gotten out of control. They're very top heavy. You can't correct one of these like you can your pickup or your car that you drive daily. These are literally 60 to 70 mile an hour vehicles. You've just got to accept the part that you're going to be the slow guy sometimes. But remember, you're on vacation and you've got your family invested. These vehicles do not do well in an accident. Probably 90% of the accidents involving a motorhome of any kind, it is a complete total. So with that said, drive these very cautiously. It weighs up to 3 times what your family car weighs. So they don't stop easy, they don't correct easy, and they're very susceptible to wind. Never forget, you are 12 feet tall. So you can't go just anywhere you want to. You got to pay attention. If you're on rural roads or city streets, residential streets, keep an eye out for limbs. I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest damages caused to rental vehicles is the awning. Second thing is the roof. And the roof is a very large insurance claim. So be very mindful. You are 12 foot tall, and that is to the top of the air conditioning unit. With that said, I don't want the cover tore off the AC unit either. Back to safety, we can't control how you manage your family when you're traveling in this coach. We have had people tell us that they let their kids ride in the bunk above the cab the whole trip. That is an absolute no-no. If one of these coaches is in a wreck, that is usually the first part to come off the coach, is the nose cap. It just floats over the cab. Very dangerous. Seat belts are in the dinette table. I strongly recommend you make the kids use them. Going down the road, you need to consider this just like you would your car. State laws all across the United States mandate that children are to be buckled in at all times. We strongly recommend it. We don't want the renter of a coach coming back without his kids because he refused to buckle them in or to make them mind. We really recommend you buckle your kids down, and above all, do not let them in the loft unless you're parked. Before you leave to drive the coach, please let it get up to operating temperature or close. Typically during the summer is letting it idle for 8 to 10 minutes. Try to save our motors. These coaches are brand new, and we want to get all the life out of them we can, and want to have them here for y'all to enjoy in the future. Only way we can do that is to save our motors by letting them get up to warm temperature before we put this heavy load on the engine. Other than that, I say let's go camping.